recent foul shooting statistics for Kansas. This is not a good free throw shooting team. Don't hesitate to foul them. Let's find out how good they are. Let's go back to Jim.
Under 4 minutes. James Jordan now. Oh, and he fell on his elbow as the basket is good, but is Jordan.
One of those crazy bone hits. Went right by. Excellent dribble penetration. He says he's all right. You can see, gets the shot, hits it perfectly, and goes down hard. North Carolina comes back with Fox. They find themselves 10 down with a chance for one more.
Tunstall comes back in for Kansas.
You think about this young man. Last year, second team on his own team backing up Pritchett. This year, second team All Big 8. Quite an adjustment.
It's like Terry Brown wasn't even a starter for this team. Just can't get the lead any larger than 10, but with 3:49 to go, let's see what happens now.
Well, good move that time. I thought it was an excellent step out.
Call it on Jordan, his second, and 9 on Kansas, so still in the 1-1 is Carolina.
A little early to be thinking about three-point shot. How about the 2 droughts for North Carolina? Have not scored in the last 4 here, and remember the problem they had at the end of the first half. Long drought for them.
Stuck on 57. Phelps is in, bouncing in off the bench. Brian Reese. Fox goes out. Here comes Kenny Harris. That's a surprise.
Well, no. What we have right now, Jim, is Dean Smith is going to substitute for defense and to commit fouls. Yes. He's going to want to put Kansas on the line.
1-1, Hubert Davis.
How about that block out by Jordan coming across the lane?
And Lynch will take Rozier's spot. Lynch, Chilcutt, Reese, Phelps, and Davis.
Of course, these 2 teams played probably the greatest final game of all time, the triple overtime game in '57. Frank McGuire's club went on to beat Kansas and the great Wilt Chamberlain.
There's Kenny Harris, 54-53, and the other unique thing about that Final Four is Carolina had a triple overtime game in the semifinal against Michigan State.
Right.
And there's a steal. They ran right into Reese. Phelps now.
Oh, what a shot!
Rattles it home.
2 freshmen coming up with a big steal and play.
Well, Phelps is a little gun-shy on some occasions, but that time he put it high off the glass, rattled around off the glass and in. 3-point opportunity, Billy.
Puts it up, using his left hand beautifully. Gets the roll perfectly on the inside. There was the steal. Freshman to freshman. An excellent drive. A good job by Maddox as well, holding his hands up, figuring that he could just create a bad shot.
Way short. And a box out move by Jordan. That was great. Fundamental move. You box out the shooter.
He did it before and caused some problems for Davis when he was shooting.
All pressure on Jamison.
But that's what Dean Smith wants. Commit the foul, stop the clock, put them on the line, and if they're a 62% free throw shooting team, let's see what they can do under pressure.
That's 9 on North Carolina. So 1-1 for Kansas, and they bring in the substitutions again with Fox and Rice and Rozier returning. Of course, the winner of this game will be playing the winner of the Duke UNLV game, which will be coming up 1/2 hour after the conclusion of this one. Alonzo Jamison with a 1-1 for Kansas.
And a tap out.
Right back to Jamison.
Boy, that foil strategy. You want to put them on the line, and then they rebound their own miss.
Randall inside. 15 for Randall.
And another good move by Roy Williams. He goes half-court zone to keep Jamison out of foul trouble, having to play somebody man-to-man.
They say Rice was fouled out high. Well, for a moment, they might call traveling.
Well, King Rice, he's trying to split the seam. He goes up. Tunstall comes down. Now, that actually should have been a foul against King Rice. Tunstall has the right to go up and vertically come down at the same place. Rice went down underneath him, and the foul called the other way.
Senior from Binghamton, New York.
King Rice shooting 2.
Will shoot 2. On the floor with Rozier, Lynch, Harris, and Phelps. Or actually, Phelps about to come in for Reese.
Jim, you talked about the seniors. And you can see Rice not having a big day, Fox having a woeful day, as is Chilcutt. Sometimes for seniors, that pressure just gets to be so much it's hard to stand. I wonder how that will affect Vegas in a second game with that senior-oriented club.
There's a steal. Bad pass by Maddox. And Kenny Harris has it.
Well, all day long, North Carolina has out-executed Kansas on out-of-bounds plays.
This is not the team Smith wants on the floor offensively. He brought him in to help stir up some action, make a steal. They've done it. Now let's see what they do. Reese gets his own miss. Foul on Kansas.
Now Dean Smith will keep him out on the floor because he wants to use him for defense.
Game 1 in the national semifinals. Jim Nance and Billy Packer. With 2:43 remaining at the Hoosier Dome, Kansas by 7. The lead at one time was 10. Carolina got within 1 in this half. Had 3 opportunities to take the lead, but missed them all. Ryan Reese.
North Carolina having as much trouble on the line as is Kansas. That was wide and probably a little long.
Sullivan has come in, Billy, for King Rice. So 3 freshmen on the floor. Sullivan, Reese, and Phelps. A sophomore, Harris. And another sophomore, Lynch.
Well, Dean Smith has been a master for many years of going and that ball game at the end. He can lengthen it when he's behind, and he can go ahead and shorten it when he's on top. That's been something he's done for years. No time off the clock, but again, North Carolina not converting their own.
Matt Sullivan commits the foul. That's 10 on the Tar Heels. Kansas will shoot 2. Chilcutt, Davis, and Rice return. Along with Rick Fox. Will he turn it around here in the final 2 minutes? His shot has been
Jim,
off all day.
Yes,
Billy.
it has been. Let me talk about some of these losses. Arizona State, they lost 6 for 17 from the line. Kentucky, they lost 9 for 15 from the line. Oklahoma, 12 for 18 from the line. Oklahoma State, 13 for 28 from the line. Colorado, 8 for 12. Nebraska, 15 for 28. I mean, just think if they were a good free throw shooting team, they might have come in here darn near undefeated.
Missed the last 5. Jamison stops the streak from the line. Back to an 8-point lead for the Jayhawks.
I think North Carolina has to start thinking about them threes now. And Kansas stays in their zone.
Skip pass back over to Davis. He's the man they need. Timeout called as Smith bounces off the bench. His team within 5. 2:25 left in this game. Kansas. Will the Jayhawks hold on?
We're seeing a master at work in regard to the clock. Dean Smith probably the best that there is in the game. What he's going to do, one thing he does not have left is but 1 timeout. That will hurt him somewhat. But he's going to foul, try to shorten this game up from a standpoint of giving Kansas very little opportunities to move with the ball. Another big break for Kansas.
But they steal it back. Sullivan. Kansas was unrattled on that inbounds play. Randall slapped. And a foul on Carolina. There's an opportunity denied. Let's go to Leslie Visser.
Jim, in the last timeout, Roy Williams told his guys to watch out with their passes, keep them crisp, keep them short, don't get them picked off. He also told them to look for the 3, just what Billy Packer had mentioned, Jim.
Well, they certainly weren't crisp on the last possession, inbounding it, but a foul called on Phelps, his 4th.
Well, Jim, one of the few things that you could fault Kansas on today from an execution standpoint has been inbounding the ball on both ends of the floor, as well as stopping North Carolina's inbounds passes. And again, we're going to go back. This is going to be a free throw shooting contest for the remainder of this game.
15 points, 10 rebounds. Randall will get 2 since they're over the 10 foul limit at Carolina. They still aren't converting at Kansas. Tar Heels have the starting 5 back in.
Used it all on that one.
6-point lead. Maddox checks in for Woodbury. I still think Fox has a big shot at him. Chilcutt almost turned it over.
The seniors have become all thumbs in this game.
2 minutes to go. Fox with pressure on him. Way too strong.
That's a push off by Lynch inside. Fox now 4 for 20 in this basketball game.
And 0 for 6 from three-point land.
Yeah, I really think the go-to guy has got to be Davis. You don't want to be limited to one person, but he has been the only one today who's been inclined at all to take the good shot and bury it.
Lynch shaking his head after being called for his 4th. 2 for Maddox. 9 points for Mike Maddox. As Billy mentioned, the only man who played on the '88 championship team. Played about 40 seconds in that victory against Oklahoma.
And the 44% free throw shooter buries 2 in the net.
Price on the drive, gets it out to Davis. Here's the three-point shot. Too strong. Chilcutt gets it back for Carolina.
Nice.
Left hand. Left hand by Davis. 6-point lead for Kansas.
Now, almost a steal that time by Lynch. That would have been his 5th. Now Dean Smith finds himself without his defensive team on the floor, so somebody's got to foul here. Good job by Kansas keeping the ball away in a little 4 corners action.
Oh, and Lynch will foul out as he tackled Jordan.
But that was their only opportunity. Poor Jordan, he's been down twice now hard.
Lynch will foul out with 13 points.
It'd be interesting to see. Montross would be a possibility here. It looks like it's going to be Rozier instead. It's interesting, when North Carolina had control of the game early on in the first half and could go inside, Montross became quite a factor. Now in a chase game, he becomes somewhat of a liability.
So the one starter not on the floor for Carolina will be Lynch, who has fouled out. Rozier comes in to join Davis and the 3 seniors, Fox, Rice, and Chilcutt.
And depending on this, Jim, down 6, you don't have to go for the 3s with 1:19 to go, particularly with this foul shooting situations. See if North Carolina try to punch the ball down inside to Chilcutt or Rozier. Because Kansas is going to be looking for the outside shot.
Jordan was way off on that one. 3 for 8 today for Jordan from the line. 1:19 left in the game. 7-point lead for Kansas.
Nobody back.
Rice just tips it to Chilcutt.
Smart play.
And now he'll bring it forward for Carolina.
You notice that they're really playing the shot.
Still shooting and missing. They tap it around. Back to Davis. Rice will try his hand at outside shooting.
No way.
Air ball. But underneath this box at last.
And that's the 3rd timeout and last one for Dean Smith.
58 seconds left in the game. Kansas with possession and a 5-point lead.
Give it to me now. Let's get back to Jimmy.
Well, the only way they're going to be able to do it now is to foul immediately on the inbounds pass because they have no timeouts left.
Which way will they go?
I don't know. The referee can't figure out. He's looking down on the floor. He wasn't sure what he was going to call.
He didn't know which way to go on that one.
No, and look at Roy Williams smiling there. Without question, that hesitancy would have to bother you as a coach.
They do it right in front of the Carolina bench also. They call it on Sullivan.
And everybody looking, what is the call?
I've seen those "you make the call" commercials that actually seemed like you had a longer time to figure it out.
That one seemed like an eternity.
Yeah, this one seemed.
Of course, it was right in front of Dean Smith's bench. And that made it even tougher.
Woodbury at the line. Steve Woodbury, a freshman, told us, "I'm not a freshman anymore. I'm a freshman and a half." After what they've been through this season.
Had knee surgery in mid-October.
It's his first point of the game, Billy.
Yep.
Six-point lead for Kansas.
Player of the year in Kansas high school basketball just a year ago.
Maddox comes in for the shooter.
At 7, North Carolina now has to think about threes. The clock working against them.
Fox fakes the three, dishes to Chilcutt.
Can't stop the clock. Got a foul.
No
Nobody
one on
there.
Jamison.
Right.
No one on him. Maddox finds an open man on the bounce pass. Wise move to step out. Tunstall.
Got a foul. North Carolina can't get to a man to foul.
And Rick Fox fouls out.
Not what that young man wanted for his return home to Indiana.
Fox fouls out with 13 points, but only 5 of 22 from the floor. He's had a terrific career for the Tar Heels.
Oh, Dean Smith got his second technical. He is out of here. And I said a Final Four for Pete Pavia. That's the 4th time he has thrown a coach out. Dean Smith is gone. And Billy Tubbs, the first man ever to be thrown out of an NIT game by that man. And now Dean Smith is gone out of the NCAA.
And probably takes his team with him, because now they'll be shooting 4 free throws.
Yes,
And
the
possession.
ball out of bounds.
And possession. Pete Pavia.
Boy, you talk about a quick whistle.
Earlier this week, was it Pavia who made the technical call? He earlier this week goes for the double in the same week. He threw out Billy Tubbs
in the NIT
final.
And you see Dean talking to Roy Williams. Very interesting here. On Labor Day weekend every year, Dean Smith invites back his men that are in coaching. And you can see him congratulating the Kansas players. And they sit down and do nothing but have a long weekend of fun, relaxation, and talk basketball. And now we see Dean Smith being ushered from the arena, the Hall of Famer.
With 2 technicals, he is out of the game. Let's go to Leslie Visser.
Jim, according to Dean Smith, all he said was, "How much time do I have left? How much time do I have left?" And that was it. He certainly doesn't think he should have been thrown out for that. Jim?
Well, the answer was, "You have no time." They tossed him. And I'm sure he'll have a lot to say about that after the game. 4 free throws coming for the Jayhawks.
And Jim, they were down just 5. 35 seconds to go.
You know, Billy, he was way out of the coaching box. When they
that's
called
not
for that?
No.
Adonis Jordan with 1 more. Now they'll let Jordan. There's backstage now. Dean Smith heading to the Tar Heels locker room. They'll let now Jordan shoot the technicals.
Well, he may be smiling, but down inside, you know how that hurt him.
Yep. Well, Jordan's made 1 out of 3, and
here's Bill Guthridge, who has played in 2 Final Fours as a coach, but not at Kansas, but the Kansas Heritage again at K-State.
Also in the 50s. Last free throw. So Jordan makes 2 out of the 4. How much time do we have? I can read that.
Well, you know, we had a baseball player had some problems reading lips, but it looked like Dean Smith said exactly that. How much time do I have? That was a quick technical in the first half, and even a quicker one there.
7-point lead and possession. 30 seconds to go. Somebody's got a foul.
Well, we know of one team now in the final game.
Rice fouls Tunstall. Well, let's go back. Follow-up time from Leslie.
Just now, I just spoke with Dean Smith, and he said that he thought that the referee had a short fuse on the first. ejected for the second one. He said he was trying to get the referee's attention. He certainly didn't think it warranted being thrown out. He shrugged his shoulders and marched into the locker room quite distressed. Jim.
And I'm sure embarrassed as well to be tossed out of the semifinal game, but there will be other coaches who will support that theory that there was a short fuse on the part of the officials.
Jim, I thought the technical in the first half was awful quick, considering this ball game. It was no tirade. Dean Smith hardly even verbalized and got a quick one there, and this one's certainly quick as well.
Three-pointer. Harris blocking out with the rebound. Kansas on the line. They say the Jayhawks will give it back to the Tar Heels.
Jim, you think back at Dean Smith's times in the Final Four. Went in 67, lost his opening ball game. Then in 68, got to the final against UCLA. Then he lost his opening ball game to Purdue in 69. So in the same way in the case for 1972. Got to the finals in 77 against Marquette. And I got to the finals against IU in 81. And then, of course, to the final when he won in 82. And now they will be out in the opening game here in 91.
Now they clear the benches for the final 4 seconds. Hit him in the box score. Matt Winstrom in. Keldon Salvadori. Scott Cherry. Harris misses. Davis follows. They score the basket. And Kansas wins it. 79 for Kansas, 73 for North Carolina. Roy Williams is going to the championship game on Monday night.